the management of Cyient to discuss the good quarterly set of numbers, what the outlook is when it comes to growth as well as revenues. We've got Karthik Natarajan, who is the ED and CEO at Cyient, joining us on the show. Mr. Natarajan, thank you so much for taking time out. Overall, it's been strong when it comes to your earnings, but I think that big surprise came in the margin. So what really led to that margin beat, and what are the levers for that 100 to 200 basis points margin expansion in FY24?
I can tell you that I think we have been bringing a lot of factors over the last couple of years in terms of operational efficiency in the form of utilization, pyramid correction, and also ability to improve on our price hikes and automation. And all this combined effect helped us to improve the margin in Q4. And also with increased offshoring, we have been able to improve the offshoring by 10% over the last 10 quarters. I think that also helped us to improve on the margin. And we continue to use some of these levers to play out for us in fiscal 24. We also talked about some of the G&A rationalization about 6 months ago, and most of the plans are on track. And we hope that will also help us to improve the margin for fiscal 24.
Sure. Karthik, so how are your various verticals doing? And would you say that transportation has bottomed out? And what about communications?
Yeah, I think that's what we guided. We said all our businesses, we have a very balanced portfolio. So if you look at, we have transportation, connectivity, sustainability, and new growth areas. And most of them are between 35 to 52 million in terms of the quarterly run rate range. So we are very comfortable with our portfolio, and we do feel that each of the business units can grow by themselves. And that's what we are really excited about. Specific to your question on transport, I think we had been talking about it for the last 4 to 5 quarters, and we have seen the aerospace has been growing consistently. And in Q4, it has probably showed the highest growth of more than double-digit quarter on quarter, and which is really something that will continue in the form of growth into double-digit for the full year in fiscal 24. And we are very comfortable with our portfolio growth for fiscal 24 too.
Well, order intake came in at $200 million. Could you walk us through the way forward?
Yeah, so I think we have talked about the order intake for the last 3-4 quarters. We always consider a year-on-year number would be a right number to compare. So if you compare Q4 of fiscal 22 versus Q4 of fiscal 23, we have shown a 19% growth in constant currency. And for the full year of fiscal 23, we have shown our order intake growing by 18.5%. So that is kind of an early indicator for us. And we also have seen a growth of 10 million plus, 20 million plus accounts on an annualized basis, which shows the kind of mining efforts that has been helping us to really move the blocks from 2 to 5 million to 5 to 10 million to 10 million plus customer accounts. And also combined with large deals, and we have shown about 418 million large deals for the full year. I think these are the early indicators that I would really take a view when we really started looking at our guidance of 15 to 20% year-on-year services growth.
All right. Now, given that you've been associating closely with a number of clients, what's been the reading of the client behavior? How different has it been from, say, 6 months ago? Have you witnessed any ramp downs?
Yeah, macro uncertainty still prevail, and with the higher inflation and interest rates, we hope it cools off during the later part of the year. I think there is still a hope. And anything which is related to the consumer tech or consumer electronics or semiconductor will see softening. Luckily, that business is less than 10% of our portfolio. So we are confident about some of the verticals that really badly hurt during pandemic. I think they are recovering back, and that is going to really play out well for us. And we have also talked about some of the mega trends and which are still intact, be it in terms of sustainability, intelligent products and platforms, and digital, and really driving significant transformation on technology solutions. I think those are intact, and we are confident about the portfolio that I talked about, and also some of the investments we made both on digital and technology areas.
Sure. Cyient DLM wanted to understand what then is the growth outlook, the timeline of IPO?
No, we have already filed for DRHP, so we are on a quiet period now, so we won't be able to give any forward-looking statement on DLM. And we are hopeful that sometime this quarter the IPO should happen.
The thing I also wanted to talk about, Karthik, is your commentary on your railway vertical. What is it that you're seeing there, considering the kind of huge order inflow that we're seeing here within at least the domestic circle?
We have stopped providing individual sub-businesses, and we are really talking about as transport, which includes aerospace as well as rail. And we guided that we have hit our bottom in Q3 of fiscal 23, and we have recovered very well in Q4, and which has grown more than 4 to 5% quarter on quarter. And we expect that momentum to continue into fiscal 24. And for the entire transport business, we are confident about driving double-digit growth for fiscal 24.
Headcount addition target for FY24, where does that number stand?
Yeah, we talked about this. We have added about 509 heads in Q4 of fiscal 23, and we have also dropped our utilization by 3 to 4% with net addition of headcount. And we are fairly comfortable with both our utilization levels as well as the net headcount addition that we had. And we believe it will be similar to what we have done in fiscal 23 for fiscal 24.
All right. Thank you so much for taking time out and joining in, giving us a view on the business metrics. So they have said that double-digit growth in key verticals can be expected, and that we are likely to see an improvement in the second half. Confident of double-digit growth as well in the transportation vehicle, but acknowledging that the macro uncertainty still prevails.